Hey homeschoolers, I'm Melissa Webb, former full-time classroom teacher and homeschool mom turned full-time business CEO and encourager to homeschool families everywhere. I am determined and dedicated to helping give you sound, educational, practical tips and advice, at the same time making sure that you're enjoying the family journey that you are on. So if you are looking for a place to be encouraged and inspired, you have found the perfect podcast. Homeschooling is a work of heart is truly the perfect place to start. So welcome. Let's jump in. Well, hello, homeschoolers. Welcome back to Homeschool is a Work of Heart. At the time that this is airing, we are right around the first day, maybe day before, day after summer 2025. It's official. And I love summertime. It's a perfect time to get some things done that I'm usually too busy to do, or things that I enjoy doing, I can do a little bit more of, reading a great book, relaxing, even journaling. And so this week, I wanted to share something that's been coming up in our weekly parent writing workshops this summer. That's one of the things I'm offering every week. I'm hosting a virtual meeting for any homeschool moms and dads who want to learn more about specifically ELA, English Language Arts. Every week I go over in detail what that even means as a homeschooling parent. What should you be doing when it comes to reading? Did you know there's 3 different kinds of reading you should be practicing? And what about the 3 different styles or types of writing? What does that mean? How often do you need to be doing them? What's included in an academic essay? We talk about grammar and mechanics. We talk about the importance of speaking and listening in the language that we're learning. And so we discuss all of these things. And every week it's a different day and time and different people, and we go all kinds of directions. It's been really fun. But one thing that has continuously come up and is very well received, so many parents have said, I love this idea. I think I already made a podcast on it, but if not, I will make one on it. And I looked back, I don't see it anywhere. So unless I've just missed it, good refresher. If you're already familiar with it, I still encourage you to listen through because you may be inspired in a new way. No matter what, your kids are older. You have new experiences. This may ignite a whole new idea for you. So let's talk about Pair It and Share It. The Paired Shared Journal is something that I have talked about for years, did with my own children, and it always resonates with moms. I want to invite you to imagine doing this idea of a paired shared journal in your home this summer, because it does a few things. It does deepen trust and it increases communication with your children, kind of one page at a time. But as I'm even thinking about it right now, there's no reason why you couldn't do something like this even with your partner. Spouses could be doing a paired shared journal. Why not? It's such a great idea. So let's talk about paired shared journaling. Now, by definition, I would just say this is a shared notebook between 2 people. The example I'm going to be giving you today is between one parent and one child. And it's used for written conversations, and it's only limited by your own imagination and creativity. It could be between both parents and one child. It could be between the 2 parents. It's really up to you, but I'm going to just go with one parent and one child, but just know you can do so much with this idea. But this is how it works. You get your notebook, and I will go through more specific step-by-step directions, but once you have your notebook, the parent always starts it. And so on page 1, you would write to whichever one child you're doing this notebook with any thoughts you have, any words of encouragement, maybe some questions you want to ask, maybe share a favorite memory, tell a joke, ask a riddle. It's unlimited. What do you want to do to open up your journal? When you're done, you put it in your child's room or at the kitchen table. Your child is going to read it and then gets to reply privately back to you on the next page. This process repeats, and over time, this grows into a treasure trove of connection and moments in time. I'm trying to think about when I first heard about it or started it myself. I feel like I was in some type of a seminar, workshop. It was suggested. And then I started it with one of my boys, and then I did it with two of my boys. And over time, I've shared it with countless parents. And the thing that I have discovered is that the value is tenfold. One, it builds emotional safety, and that builds trust. So many times children will say they don't feel like they are heard, even though I know they're talked to and listened to. But this kind of one-on-one is a game changer. The other thing that makes it really valuable is it does encourage reflection over time. It practices emotional intelligence. That written expression and being able to get the thoughts in our head out of our head onto paper, it's healing and it's helpful. It also is going to foster writing fluency in a very pressure-free way because this isn't graded. You're not going to mark it up. This is a safe space to be expressive. But on top of that, think of how it's going to preserve memories and milestones and shared experiences. It's just awesome. It's also going to support any introverted or shy children who want to self-express but maybe lack the confidence to do it verbally. Maybe they're just more introverted. So try it. It could be pretty special and wonderful. It will also strengthen your bond with your children, especially if you can stay consistent and be very thoughtful in your communications. As well, another thought that's coming is you could even keep your own journal if you have a child who you don't feel will write back for any number of reasons. You could have a neurodivergent child who maybe this would be too difficult a task, but you could be writing a journal to that child without the expectation that they write back, but that they could still read your thoughts or connect on a private level with you. Once again, just let your imagination go. How do you see working this into your life? Some of the supporting research that I will mention, and you can always dig deeper into this if any of it interests you. There is a woman by the name of Dr. Laura Markham. She has AHA Parenting, the website, you can check it out. But she talks about when we connect with our children through a journal or through writing, we always want to focus on connection before correction. She is a full believer in this type of journaling and how it supports relational closeness. But what I want to emphasize, and she would agree with me 100% on this is not a journal for you to circle, cross out, correct spelling, say don't forget your punctuation. Nope. This is just about relational communication. That's it. Now, I will take this next level and tell you what I tell all the parents in our webinars. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have your own private journal with ideas for next semester's lessons, and you are taking mental note and jotting down some ideas. So let's just say you are journaling with your child and you are noticing, oh my goodness, all the time my kiddos is getting confused between which is the proper form of your. Is it Y-O-U-R or Y-O-U apostrophe R-E? If you're noticing it in the journal, mark it in your private space, in your lesson plan book, wherever you're going to remember later. We're going to do some practice on that. Are there some common sight words that your child is still constantly misspelling? Do not correct it in this paired shared journal, but make note of it in your lesson plan book or in your private journal based on ideas that you're collecting for future lessons. Another person who I really respect is Daniel Siegel, and he has a concept. It's an old idea. It's been around for a long time, but it's also an important connection to what I'm talking about, and that is the name it to tame it idea. Have you heard about this? Name it to tame it. So name it to tame it is a neurological process that is proven to regulate emotions. It will help children and adults, for that matter, calm down and go back into a feeling of being more balanced. And it's just what it sounds like. When you can name what it is you're feeling, if you can back away from the emotion long enough to say, I'm feeling this, whatever that is, anxious, angry, upset. As soon as you name it, you begin to tame it. Try this out in any situation. If you feel like a conversation is getting very heated between or emotional between you and your child or you and your partner, just stop long enough to say, hold up, I want to really connect with what I'm feeling right now. Disappointment, frustration, name it. Once you name it, you will automatically start taming it. It's just how the brain works. So now take it to the paired shared journal and notice what's happening. If your child writes to you one day and says, I'm just so upset. Every time I have an idea for what we should do after dinner, it never gets picked. All of my siblings, their ideas get picked. We go to the movies, we go on a walk. But 7 times I've asked to make ice cream milkshakes and we never pick my idea. Now, notice just by your child getting to get that out, where your child maybe was feeling frustrated but couldn't necessarily name that, you can see it. And so your response could simply be, that must feel frustrating. I'm so glad you brought this to my attention. We will definitely make milkshakes. What flavors are you thinking of? And then put it back with them. So again, you can see the value here. There's a ton of research, educational research as well, that just shows expressive writing reduces anxiety and increases self-awareness. There are numerous therapeutic models where writing demonstrates positive impact on children through journaling, and then the impact on the mental and emotional well-being. So it's fun and it's good for you. So I really hope you're going to consider it. Are you interested? Are you like, yeah, I think we're going to do it? Awesome. So let me tell you how to get started. It's very simple. I wrote down 8 things. So let's grab that list. Number 1, seems pretty obvious. You're going to choose a notebook. My recommendation, let your child pick it out. It could be spiral. It could be something else. Maybe you and your child want to decorate it together. That might be fun, or let your child decorate it. When your child has buy-in, they're likely to be more engaged. Number 2, you want to explain it. So set some expectations. You're going to say, hey, this is private. It's only between you and me. Or Dad and I want to do this with you. And again, ask your kiddo. Say to your kiddo, do you want this just between you and me? Or do you want Dad to, once in a while throw in a note to you? What do you want? And then you're going to start the first entry. That's step number 3. So number 1, choose your notebook. Number 2, explain what it is and set those expectations. Number 3, you start. You're going to write the first entry. And I recommend making it very light and warm and loving. You could even ask a question. So what's something you're really enjoying about summer so far? Or what's something you're really hoping we do this summer? Or just talk about your child to your child. I don't know how recently I've told you how spectacular a person I think you are. You make my life brighter and more beautiful, and I love you with so much intensity. It's hard to put into words, right? Something very loving and encouraging. Okay, number 4, you're going to have to decide where you two are going to leave it. I would encourage a designated place. The way we did it is I started it and then I would put it at the spot in the kitchen where the children sat. So I had 2 boys at home that I was homeschooling at this time, and they each had their own seat at the table, and so I would put it there. And there was never an issue of one trying to read the other one. That just wasn't a thing. But if for more privacy, maybe your child would like you to leave it under their pillow, whatever, maybe in a drawer. And then for us, the boys had, a day, 2, 3 days to get back to me. It wasn't a high pressure thing. It was very low pressure. And then they would return it to me when they were done. They would leave it on my bedside table. So when I went to bed, if it was sitting there, I always wrote in it right away. That night, I wrote in it, and the next day they'd get it back because I just knew that's what they would love. Even though it might take them a day or 2 to get it back to me, fine, not a problem. So that's step 4, decide where you're going to be leaving it for one another. And that kind of ties into number 5 is to set the rhythm. So like I said, it's not supposed to be a high pressure experience. You decide. And you can ask your child, do you want to do this once a week, twice a week, every day? Different children are going to want to do it differently. So you pick. You guys decide on that. The 6th thing is I highly recommend that you add in some creative touches. So put in a photo. If over the weekend you go to the beach, get a picture. If they built a sandcastle, hopefully you got a picture of it, print it out, put it in there. I loved this sandcastle. How hard was it to make, and are you happy with how it turned out? What would you do the same? What might you do differently next time? Boom. You also could get some fun stickers to put in there. Once in a while, you could do a drawing. You could do a game like Hangman in there that you play back and forth to each other. You could share a favorite quote, a funny joke. I think I mentioned riddles are great. A Bible verse that maybe you're memorizing together. Just get creative. Do something other than just write sentences back and forth. That would be another step. The 7th thing is really important, that you both honor the privacy. So make sure that's understood. This isn't to be shared with others without permission. Now you can always ask for permission. If your child says something so heartwarming or concerning, and you say, I know that this is our very private space, but I want you to know this is so special. I'd really like to share it with Dad. Are you okay if I share it with Dad? That would be important. And then the last step is to regularly reflect. So you just want to occasionally revisit older entries, especially together. So if you number the pages, and 20 pages in, you say, by the way, tonight I went back to page 5 and I laughed out loud. Then your child's going to go back and find page 5. So reflect on things, because that also is going to deepen connection. Okay, sound good? Okay, so those were the 8 things. Choose your notebook, set your expectations. You start, decide on where you're leaving it, set the rhythm, add some creativity to it, honor your privacy, and reflect regularly. So you may want to number those pages. Okay, that's it. I just really want to reassure you that this is not supposed to look a certain way. It's not. I would just start small and then I would stay consistent. It's the heart part that matters most. It's not that you're going to say the perfect thing or the most meaningful statement ever recorded. It's supposed to be light and lovely. And just remember, it's a gift. It's a gift you're giving your child, this safe space, this written legacy, this strengthened bond. But it's also a gift you're giving yourself, because your child is only going to be the age that she is or he is right now, this summer. You have a limited number of summers as a family unit, the way that you're living them right now. So wouldn't it be lovely to capture this moment in time? It may not be something you do all school year because, well, you're busy with other things. You could, but maybe it's just a summer thing. But what a special summer thing it could be. I encourage you to give it a shot. And if you do, be sure to let me know how it goes for you. Right on. Well, thanks so much for tuning in and listening this week. Hey, if this was something that you found valuable, don't forget you want to subscribe or follow so that every time a new episode is dropped, you'll be the first to know. And hey, before you go, if you are looking to get some of this academic writing under your belt and outsourced so that it's one less thing, freeing you up to enjoy more time with your family, hey, you're going to want to head over to writeonweb.com to see what kinds of resources and materials I have available for you. I will look forward to seeing you there, and I will look forward to seeing you here in our next episode. Right on.